Today is the first of 4 interviews I will be doing with Justin Trudeau. Prime Minister, thank you very much for joining me. Could you briefly explain a little bit about our trading relationship with the U.S., specifically on steel and aluminum?
We import more steel than the Americans import. We have a significant trade surplus. The Americans have a significant trade surplus with us on steel, which means we buy steel from them, they buy steel from us.
Prime Minister, what do you have to say to the veterans and those who sacrifice on a daily basis so that we can live in this great country in peace?
They are asking for more than we are able to give right now.
Prime Minister, last year with SNC-Lavalin, you seemed determined to save those 9,000 jobs, but have let over 120,000 jobs disappear in Alberta and Saskatchewan. Why does it appear that you favor Quebec jobs more than those out west?
Quebecers are better than the rest of Canada because, we're Quebecers.
Welcome back to part 2 of my interview with Justin Trudeau. Prime Minister, you've been accused in the past of doing things that were inappropriate or unethical. What is your first response when those accusations are brought to you?
The same interactions could be experienced very differently from one person to the next.
You call yourself a champion of saving the environment, but what specifically have you and your family done to help the environment?
We have recently switched to drinking water bottles out of when we have water bottles out of a plastic. Away from plastic towards paper, like drink box water bottles, sort of thing.
No Prime Minister in the past has ever broken conflict of interest laws, but you have broken them 3 times. How specifically have you worked with the Conflict of Interest Commissioner on this newest WE scandal?
The fact is, we work. Let me just try to reorder the thoughts. We worked with the Conflict of Interest Commissioner on a regular basis on a broad range of issues when the issues come up.
Welcome back to part 3 of my interview with Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. Prime Minister, we are facing some unprecedented economic times right now. This country is over $1 trillion in debt. What tough economic measures do you foresee your government taking to get us back to balanced budgets?
And the budget will balance itself.
You have been Prime Minister for over 4 years now. What lessons have you learned that you could pass on to the next Prime Minister?
The sky is blue and the grass is green.
Obviously, COVID-19 is on everybody's mind. What are some things that people should avoid doing to help prevent the spread of this virus?
Breathing or speaking moistly.
Today is the final part of our interview with Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. Prime Minister, you have proudly proclaimed that you are a feminist, but in the past, when women have stood up to you, you have fired them, you have intimidated them, and you have mistreated them. How do you still claim to be a feminist when you clearly are not?
First of all, I'm going to keep saying loud and clearly that I am a feminist until...
Hear me roar.
Until it is met with a shrug.
Met with a shrug or an eye roll, I guess. Prime Minister, what is one thing that sets Canada apart from everybody else on the world stage?
We like to say people kind, not necessarily mankind, because it's more inclusive.
I thought we should end on an easy note. Prime Minister, what do you think is the greatest country in the world?
There's a level of admiration I actually have for China.
Well, I think that kind of begs the question, Prime Minister. What would you change Canada into in order to make it better than China?
Basic dictatorship.
Well, we sure aren't far off, are we?